Welcome back to the Chiron series, where we have been exploring the deeper wounds of the soul and how to begin healing them through the lens of astrology. In episode 9, we're diving into the transformative and intense energy of Chiron and Scorpio. If you have this placement, let me know what house it is in for you. If you or someone you know has this placement, you may have experienced themes of betrayal, power struggles, loss, or deep emotional wounding. But there's a powerful gift that comes from facing this darkness. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. We'll talk about what this placement means, how it shows up in each of the 12 houses, and what healing looks like when Chiron's energy is integrated with intention and awareness. So let's uncover the truth, transform this pain, and reclaim your personal power. Having Chiron and Scorpio means your deepest emotional wound is tied to themes like trust, betrayal, loss, control, power, intimacy, transformation, and emotional vulnerability. Here's the heart of it. The core wound at some point, often early in life, people with Chiron and Scorpio experience intense emotional pain around loss, betrayal, abandonment, abuse of power, or feeling powerless. They may have faced situations where trust was broken, where they were forced to confront death, literal or symbolic, or where emotional or sexual boundaries were violated. The internal experience often creates a strong defense system, emotional walls, fear of deep intimacy, mistrust of others, or a need to control situations to avoid getting hurt again. Underneath, there's often a profound fear of emotional annihilation, the feeling that being too vulnerable could destroy them. The shadow side of this is that if a wound is left unhealed, Chiron and Scorpio can lead to behaviors like possessiveness, jealousy, emotional manipulation, secrecy, or emotional shutdown. The need for control or revenge can also surface if the pain isn't consciously addressed. The healing path here is that true healing comes through transformation. This involves learning to trust the process of life and death, literal and metaphorical, releasing the need to control outcomes and allowing themselves to be vulnerable in safe, healthy relationships by confronting their fears and pain head on. They become powerful healers, not just for themselves, but for others. That's the point of healing, Chiron. It's your gift. So once healed, Chiron and Scorpio individuals may have immense emotional strength, deep intuitive wisdom, and profound healing abilities. They become powerful guides for others going through deep loss, grief, transformation, or trauma because they have walked that road themselves. Chiron and Scorpio people are the alchemists of pain. Their wound teaches them that true power doesn't come from control, it comes from surrendering to transformation. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the first house, your wound would revolve around a wounded sense of self, feeling unsafe just being yourself. Others may project onto you, or you may feel you must control how you're seen to stay safe. Healing this is going to mean that you need to embrace your true identity without shame. You need to recognize that you don't have to control how others perceive you to be powerful. Your mere presence is transformative. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the second house, your wound revolves around deep insecurity, around self-worth, and material stability. There could be a fear of loss of resources or betrayal related to money and value. Healing involves reclaiming a sense of internal security, knowing that your worth isn't defined by possessions or what others give or take. You are your own source of abundance. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the third house, you could have experienced painful experiences related to communication, secrets, lies, betrayal, or in sibling or peer relationships, feeling unheard or manipulated. To heal this, speak your truth fearlessly. Build trust in your own voice. Words are powerful tools for healing, yours included. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the fourth house, this wound involves deep emotional trauma rooted in family or home life. betrayal, abandonment, or emotional manipulation at a young age. Healing involves building an emotionally safe inner home. You can heal generational wounds by nurturing yourself or reparenting yourself the way you were not nurtured. If you have Chiron in Scorpio in the fifth house, your wound could involve pain around creativity, romance, and self expression. There could be a fear of being vulnerable in love or expressing passion, possibly linked to betrayal or rejection. Create for yourself to heal, not validation. Let yourself love and express without fear of losing yourself. The true passion comes from freedom, not control. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the sixth house, this wound involves deep fear around health, work, service, and your daily responsibilities. You could feel enslaved or powerless in day to day life. In order to heal this, you'll transform your daily habits into rituals of empowerment. Health crises or work crises often lead you to greater self mastery and service to others. If you have Chiron in Scorpio in the seventh house, your wound is around betrayal, power struggles, or loss through relationships. A fear of intimacy could be present and trust in partnerships. In order to heal this, learn that true intimacy requires vulnerability. Healing happens when you choose partners who honor your depth and empower you to be yourself. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the eighth house, your wound involves very, very deep wounds tied directly to death, sex, shared resources, or intense emotional merging. Possible traumas could include abuse, betrayal, or even loss. To heal this, face the fear of total surrender and rebirth. You are meant to become a master of emotional alchemy. You're here to transform pain into wisdom and power. If you have Chiron in Scorpio in the ninth house, your wound could be around betrayal, involving belief systems, higher education, travel, or exposure to other cultures, feeling disillusioned by life's meaning. Healing involves rebuilding a philosophy based on your own experience of transformation, not dogma. Seek spiritual truths that honor your depth, not fear. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the 10th house, this wound involves pain around public image, career, and authority, feeling betrayed by institutions, society, or even a parental figure. There could be a fear of stepping into leadership. To heal this, own your power in the public sphere. True leadership comes through authenticity and vulnerability, not manipulation or fear of exposure. If you have Chiron and Scorpio in the 11th house, your wound involves betrayal, exclusion, or deep wounding in friendships, groups, or community settings. There could be a fear of trusting others in collective spaces. To heal this, you'll want to find or build soul-aligned communities. You're meant to heal others through shared transformative experiences and deep authenticity. And lastly, if you have Chiron and Scorpio in the 12th house, this wound could be hidden, unconscious pain, past life trauma, ancestral wounds, or unexplained fears of betrayal, death, and emotional annihilation. Some of this could be connected to past life work. To heal this, it's only going to happen through deep inner work, therapy for some, spirituality, and surrender to the unseen forces guiding you. You're here to transmute collective pain, not carry it alone. Wherever Chiron in Scorpio falls in your chart, it shows where you were wounded around power, trust, loss, and transformation, but also where you have the greatest potential to heal yourself and others by stepping into emotional mastery and spiritual rebirth. Thank you so much for joining me as we explore the depths of Chiron and Scorpio. Remember, true transformation comes not from avoiding the pain, but from allowing yourself to rise through it. In our next episode, we'll be shifting into a very different kind of journey. We'll be exploring Chiron and Sagittarius. If Chiron and Scorpio taught us to heal through emotional rebirth, Chiron and Sagittarius teaches us to heal through reclaiming truth, faith, and freedom. So if you're ready to expand beyond old wounds and step into a new vision for your life, you won't want to miss it. I'll see you guys over there. Take care.